What isn't a cult but feels like a cult? Being a fan of certain movies or shows. Some people just take it way too far. All of those do it at home. Online marketing that I see a lot of women in my life get sucked into, where you make a ton of posts and hype up whatever occupation you're in as a lifestyle, with promises of good pay, great social circles, and fulfilling incentives. MLM. They're all evil. Unique, Paparazzi, Mary Kay, It Works, Amway, LuLaRoe, Color Street, and so many more. Please stay away from their products. Check out Rantamum Edit, Young Living, Avon, Meladuca, Monique, Rodan Fields, Arbonne, doTERRA, Cutco, Monate, Forever Living, Sensi, Beachbody, Nexium, Global Travel International. For real guys, Rantamum has a whole list. Hustle culture. I used to work with a guy who bragged he only sleeps 10 minutes a night because as soon as he got off he'd go do gigs or play with crypto all night. The only things in his life, supposedly, was banging bitches and getting bags. He's far from the only person who thinks it's Chad to run yourself ragged and never take care of yourself. Employers who express themselves as a unit, such as we are a family pack, etc. Edit, holy shit, I've been blown away by the solidarity reaction here. Thank you. I was laid off by this kind of workplace a month ago after years of hard work, and let me say it's a mind duck. My boss told me that once and I told him he was full of shit. Needless to say, my dad no longer required my services in the family business. Texas A&M University. I'm an Aggie. Our fave saying is, from the outside looking in, you can't understand it. From the inside looking out, you can't explain it. 100% a cult. My spouse and I are both former students, and I went to an estate sale one day because I saw they had lots of Aggie memorabilia for sale and I wanted decor for the home. The lady running the cash register said they mark it up higher than other similar memorabilia because former students will always come and buy it, they're a sure sale. And there I was proving her point. Haha. Edit, yes, we both are degreed graduates of the university. Jesus Christ on a cracker, go touch grass. Blue Isters. Those sons of bitches are hard as hell. They don't even fear the reaper. Nor the wind, the sun, or the rain. We could be like they are. Come on, baby. Take my hand. AA. My dumbass just got home from a terrible trip the other day. I read this and was confused as to why American Airlines is considered a cult. LuLaRoe lovers. Any kind of pyramid scheme, for that matter. It's not a pyramid, silly. It's a triangle and it's called mid-level marketing, duh. It's not a pyramid at all. It's a reverse funnel system. Turn it upside down. Salesforce. They have gamified their recruiting, trainings and career advancement. They have badges, tiers, ranks, mascots, tribal group-based identities, the notion of Ohana. Not saying their product isn't good, quite the contrary actually, but it feels like a cult model at times. Was looking for this. I traveled to one of their conferences as my work wanted to tool up for a client already in bed with Salesforce and get me some certs. God damn, that was eye-opening. Lights, music, people getting prizes for having the most certs, jumping on stage, fist pumping and throwing high fives. I was extremely uncomfortable. Dreamforce, the annual Salesforce conference, is so big and brings so many people it creates its own economy. Prostitutes fly in, drug dealers bring in insane amounts of coke to cater for the increased demand. All the hotels jack their prices and are still fully booked. I recall in the old days of Cisco's Networkers conference that things were pretty nice, not hookers and blow nice, but fun and nicely drunk. Rent out a theme park, have a nice time wobbling between attractions, regretting it the day after when you're waking up at 8 a.m. for a talk on cryptography. Nikocado Avitico subscribers. I feel like a lot of people have subbed to him to watch him slowly kill himself, though laugh at him. I've never actually seen anyone talk positively about him in his current state. I live in Orlando and Disney people are crazy. Bro, I lived in Orlando and because of all the crazy park performers and wannabes you couldn't casually go to karaoke anywhere in South Orlando. It was competitive and totally adversarial. I just want to get trashed and sing William Joel with my friends, not lord my pitch-perfect cover of Let It Go over the plebes. You couldn't go to karaoke anywhere in South Orlando. It was competitive and totally adversarial. This kinda makes me want to visit a karaoke place in South Orlando just to see some Glee-style drama playing out Earl. As an outsider, it's more unwelcoming than hostile. I'm sure that when you get involved there's a lot more drama. Any kind of brand loyalty. I'd rather push a Ford than drive a Chevy. But why though? Army. Every Marine I've spoken to gave me cultish vibes too. Peloton. I've been saying this for like 2 years. I know someone with a Peloton and I am very happy that it got them to lose weight and be active, but man, the way they talked about it and posted on Facebook about it made me feel like it was a cult lmao. Apple. Disney. I was looking for this one. There are so many factions and they all have YouTube channels. You have the vloggers, the podcasters, the news desk people. Then that's divided even further to the West Coast and East Coast people. I just can't imagine going to Disney every single day like some of the YouTubers. The pin collectors seem to be the most insane. Greek life. As someone who is visiting my Greek in-laws for Christmas, I was rather confused, until I realized I'm dumb and you mean college frats. As an Australian, the connection to college life still isn't immediately apparent. I too was wondering what's wrong with eating olives and listening to bouzouki music. But I think it's to do with their college fraternities that have Greek names like Kappa Alpha or whatever. And can have some morally, possibly legally questionable rituals. Herbalife, Amway, doTERRA, etc. MLMS. HOAs. That's no joke. I used to sell DIY security systems and the HOA customers were always a tough sell. They all have to agree to buy the exact same product or they're not allowed to buy it at all. But if I did sell one, I sold to the whole neighborhood, so there were a couple that earned me huge commissions. What? I thought it was only for exterior things? Or were you selling like exterior cameras and such? Tesla. Cults. According to people in cults. Texas A&M University, actually it is a cult. It wasn't as prevalent at the Sam's Club I worked, but Teresa low-key cult of Walt on at Walmart stores. Oh man, when I worked at Walmart, we had to do a chant at the end of the morning meetings. Definitely low-key culty. Some specific subreddits. Or bread staple dough trees. My faves, or divorced birds or Super Bowl. When I was in high school, I had several friends who did crew rowing. These guys had some unusual rituals to say the least. Before every race, the varsity captain would buy probably $100 worth of produce and would host a food fight in the name of the great gods of the water. To top it off, they all dressed the same and would speak in a jargon of crew terms nobody else could understand. Definitely not technically a cult, but sure as hell felt like one. If you're in a sport no one knows about, you have to invent rituals to make yourself feel important. Joel McHale on his time on the crew team. Ex-rower here. This is 100% true. Crew requires ungodly hours, early AM practices, plus so much exercise in the off time. At that point, you hang out with other rowers because you need help getting through the difficult lifestyle. I'm seeing tons of examples of unconventional cults here, but still cults. But the question is, what isn't a cult? I interpret the question to mean what is something that has a big and loyal and serious following, but that following is entirely earned and organic? My answer would be barbecue. Teresa, whole subculture of barbecue artists and connoisseurs, they can talk and talk for hours about it. It feels like a cult. But barbecue is not a false prophet. Barbecue is truth. The last sentence was the best part. Honestly, I don't know much about barbecue, but I do love it. Tommy and It fans, they ask crazy, I don't know what it is, but they're planning something. Orange Theory Fitness. Lol. People who trade NFTs. This small village in the UK. They are all about the rustic aesthetic, and I think they do some nefarious things to those who upset said rustic aesthetic. They're always going on about the greater good and it feels very culty.